Hey, welcome to Dr. Jeff Experience. I was having a little flashback there with all of the graduations and stuff going on. I was having a flashback and thought I would just post a picture of our graduation from Howard University School of Divinity, Howard University, the real HU, you know. Hey, welcome everybody to another edition of the Dr. Jeff Experience. This is going to be interesting. Um, this is going to be an interesting segment. I want you to go ahead and tag some people. I'm going to do the same thing and let some people know that we're here. We're going to talk about something that I've done some research on lately, and for no other reason except it's just interesting. You know, too many of us think that the United States of America is the only place on planet Earth, and it's not. We live in a big world, and I've been looking into people who have moved into to different countries, and to those who um, are considering it, which I brought up in conversations, and I was surprised, to be honest with you, how many people have really considered doing moving to another country. I was totally shocked, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie, I was shocked, and for various reasons too. The reasons didn't have to do with just politics. There were various reasons that people gave me that I was it was quite interesting. I tell you, it's quite a conversation. So that's what we're going to have tonight. Uh, Go ahead and let some folks know that you can comment if you got some questions. I think I got enough facts for you that we can carry today. Um, but go ahead and tag some folks. Let them know that we're here. I'm doing the same thing as we speak, if I remember how. So again, welcome. I hope none of you were affected by any of these horrific storms that were out there. I know about 2 o'clock this morning, I heard a lot of wind, a lot of rain, and man, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Um, yeah, but go ahead and let some folks know that we're here. So we're going to be talking about, again, like I said, we're going to be talking about relocating to another country and everything that you need to know. Um, we're going to talk about this in a few minutes. Let me give some people some time to get in here so they can hear this conversation, be a part of the conversation, and ask some questions. Ask some questions. I think that it's an uh, interesting thing. Um, like I say, I was not aware of how much of an interest this is on the minds of people. People are moving all over the place, and that's what got me. The amount of people who have really taken their children, their whole families, and they've gotten out of here, and they're doing well. They're living on a smaller budget. They talk about the fresh foods. They talk about fresh fruits. I mean, there's so many things that make you want to say, man, this may not be a bad thing, especially now with so many people and man, just what's happening. Sometimes I look at the news, I can't even look at it. I got to turn it off because it's like this is too much. This is it's depressing. Whether it's politics, whether it's crime, no matter what it may be. Sometimes you just get tired of it. So look, I've tagged some people, get them in. Let me start off with a little clip of what I'm talking about. I'm going to share my screen and hope you can.
The American dream. I feel that.
Let me. Yeah.
Six-figure job. We had the American dream. I feel that I lived it, and it's literally the reason that I left. We were in our 3-story townhome. We had the trucks. I was in my big girl corporate 6-figure job. We had the things, and it wasn't a dream. It was more of like a fuzz, really.
32-year-old Bianca Lynch is a full-time digital nomad from North Carolina. While she's always wanted travel to be a part of her life, after the results of the 2024 election, she says she's making it permanent.
They're poisoning the blood of our country. They're coming into our country from Africa, from Asia, all over the world.
It's very, very hard for us to see ourselves coming back and being in this country, having to be around that many people who felt that is someone who needs to be in power.
We've been following this trend of young people who don't see a future in this country. Before the election, you might remember our reporting about Gen Z Americans who felt like the American dream was out of reach.
I think the past 5 months where I hit 500 job applications, I got so depressed because I blamed myself.
And they said they were so exhausted by politics, they didn't even vote.
It's hard to change, but it's sometimes hard to stay where you're at.
Now, after the election, they're not alone in looking to leave the country. Google searches for digital nomad visas, how to move to Canada, and best countries to move to all peaked the day after the election and have since come back down, but still a striking shift.
I would say that right now, since the election, the biggest trend is people looking for a plan B.
In 2022, Jen Barnett founded Expatsy to help fellow Americans travel and move abroad. She left America after the 2016 election.
Our site really first took off when Roe versus Wade was overturned.
Jen says her site saw 10 months worth of traffic in the 2 weeks after the election, and the top reasons people say they want to leave has changed. With 72% of visitors to their website citing the U.S. being too conservative as the reason they want to move, which she says is a 30% increase from before the election.
You know, some people who maybe don't agree with the president-elect saying, now is not the time to give up. It's time to invest. It's time to stay here. It's time to focus on our community. With you leaving, someone with that mindset might be like, are you giving up?
Oh, that's fair. I mean, I would honestly just ask the question, is it worth it to you to fight the fight? Do you have that fight in you? Because honestly, I don't have it. Instead of trying to change an entire country, when I can simply remove myself and go somewhere else and by default be happier, I'm choosing peace.
Do you think there's any circumstances where you could see yourself coming back to the U.S.? Let's say in 4 years, there's another president that you do agree with.
The election was not the only reason that we decided to leave the country. Even under people who are not Trump, American culture is still American culture. It's still the rat race. It's very hard to imagine coming back after experiencing something way better.
Maya Eaglin, NBC News.
Thanks for.
Wow. So tell me what you think. That was interesting. I think one of the most interesting statements that I heard in that little piece that we showed was, I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing peace. As you can see, it's a diverse group of people who are leaving this country for various reasons. You know, one would think that, okay, yeah, they don't like the politics or what have you. But it's not just about the politics. People are leaving for so many reasons outside of politics. It's well, let's look at it. Let's look at some of the things that are going on, and I'm going to look at some more things here. Let me share this with you so that you can see it also. This is top 10 reasons I found that people are moving to different countries. Okay, there's a surge. There's a surge of American immigration, and it's reshaping what they say the global landscape. So they say, why are people leaving? High cost of living, healthcare, and social issues. That's some of the biggest reasons. And again, as you do some of your own research and talk to some people who know people who have moved away or people who have moved away, I know two people right off the bat, and one of them, we chit chat back and forth because we play golf. We have a love for golf, and we've been friends for a while. And I can see the change in everything about them. So the move has been good for them. It says that the rising cost of living, healthcare expenses, political instability in the United States are major reasons why Americans are moving out of the country. As financial pressures mount, many are seeking more affordable alternatives abroad. The escalating cost of housing, transportation, coupled with healthcare system that ranks poorly compared to other nations, have made it difficult for individuals to maintain a sustainable lifestyle. Consequently, a growing number of Americans are exploring opportunities. And that's the whole thing. People are exploring other opportunities, and there's nothing wrong with it. I go back to the statement that the young lady made early on. She said, I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing peace. So let me just say in advance that I am not looking to try to convince people to leave this country. And if I could be sure that another country would be economically and culturally, socially better, I would seriously consider, especially if I could bring my family with me. Yeah, that's a big consideration that people have, is leaving their family, especially when you get older, you got grandkids and all of that stuff. You don't want to leave that, but again, let me go back, and I'm gonna keep going back to this statement because I think she made a key statement. I'm choosing peace. After a while, you just get tired of the rat race of America. America is expensive, especially when you look, as we will tonight, at some of the other countries and how much you can live on. It's a small percentage of what we're doing here. I mean, we live in these big houses, we live in nice high-rise apartments or downtown apartments, and we're paying all this money, but we're working hard just to pay the money to pay for transportation and then pay for health care. And then you retire, and by the time you retire, you're so tired that you really can't do too much because you still got to deal with your health. And it's just a rat race that, I'll be honest with you, sometimes I get tired of it. And I look and see where people are living $800 a month, $1,200 a month for food, housing, insurance. Some places have free health insurance. Some place you go, you got fresh food. You've got great hospitalization. You got great doctors, and crime is small. So very small. It's at a very small rate. And you think to yourself, what do you think? So here it is. The United States generally ranks lower than other developed nations in healthcare outcomes, cost efficiency, and accessibility. In the most recent rankings by organizations like the Commonwealth Fund and the World Health Organization, the United States often falls below other high-income countries. Overall health system performance, the United States ranked last among 11 high-income countries in a 2021 Commonwealth Fund report. The rankings measured factors like access to care, equity, and health incomes. And then you got healthcare outcomes. The United States also ranked lower on health outcomes such as life expectancy, preventable mortality, and chronic disease management. Higher costs do not correspond with better results, as the United States spends more on healthcare per capita than any other country. For Black women, you go in to have a child, and you're not just praying for the health of your child, but you're praying that you're going to even make it through childbirth. Black women have one of the largest rate of death because of childbirth than anywhere in the country. So, you as a husband, you going in with your wife, you're all excited, and you're thinking to yourself, God, just let her live. Let her live. That's a horrible thing to have on your mind while you are ready to celebrate one of the most exciting times of your life. Here's another thing dealing with healthcare: access and affordability. Access to healthcare and affordability are major challenges in the United States compared to other countries with universal healthcare systems, which tend to offer more equitable access. Now, let me say this again. I don't want you calling folks on me talking about, hey, Jeff is hating this country. I don't hate the United States of America. The United States of America has been very good to me. It's been very good to me. I love my country. I don't like a lot of things that goes on in this country. But this is the country that I live in. And it's the country that I choose. And I have the opportunity to choose to go somewhere else if I want it. And I haven't. So it's all good. It's all good. Let me look at some more stuff here. Some of the reasons that people are looking to move to other countries. Are you guys getting this? Let me see something here. Am I stuck? Looks like I might be stuck. Make sure. Yeah, free education. Free education is another thing. There's a lot of countries, as we're going to see, a lot of countries have free, not just free healthcare, but they have free school. Let me, and I'm going to be going over this because I want you to get the facts on this. I don't want you to just hear it from me, okay? Some of the top reasons. So, people are leaving because they are seeking better quality of life and work-life balance. The quest to move out of the United States for better quality of life, or those who plan leaving the United States and improve work-life balance, is a major drive for many. Countries offering a more relaxed pace of life and a stronger emphasis on family and leisure time are becoming more increasingly attractive. Okay. Political and social unrest. Political and social instability in the United States has left many seeking more stable environments. The desire for safer and more predictable living conditions has led to an increase in Americans leaving the United States. Also, the attraction for greater tax efficiency and affordable education. I don't have to tell many of you what the cost of trying to get a good education is. Okay, we all know it's tough. It's tough. It's crazy, to be honest with you, that you have to pay so much to be educated. And then when you get the education, you don't get a job right away making the money that you should be making. And most people get student loans and then they got to pay that back. It's just a whole rat race, you know? So countries with alternative tax obligations and affordable education systems are also luring many Americans abroad. The opportunity to adopt new tax responsibilities more suitable for individual needs and to provide children with quality and affordable education is a compelling incentive. Man, I grieve for many young people now who have children, school-age children, because everything's so expensive. I just saw where, because of tariffs, they're expecting, for example, one thing, car seats just to go up another $100, an extra $100. So if you're paying, I don't know what car seat costs now, $200, so $300. Oh, I mean, just for another car seat. For a car seat, it's crazy. It's crazy. So here's some of the countries that people are moving to. They're moving to Europe from America. Let's take a look at this. You may be asking the question, where are people moving to? People moving to France. And they're moving there on something called a talent passport. Through the France Talent Passport program, qualifying investors and their family members can obtain a 4-year renewable residency card. This can lead to a permanent residency or citizen after 5 years. But before we do that, I want to share something else with you that I found quite interesting. There's a African American couple that let me see if I can find this video. Okay, there we are. I want to share this with you because it was quite interesting. Let me share this with you, and then you tell me your thoughts.
I see you. I love it. There's the gymnastics with the lollipop. But there's some who may say, but aren't these things you could do in the U.S.?
Sure.
Help us understand the significance of doing it in a different setting.
I think the significance is, the affordability. Here we want to give our kids the opportunity to experience different things, but I can say,
This cost of living?
Yeah, yes. So there, just, for comparison, with Mackenzie, she could go 2 times a week to do horseback riding for like $100 for the month.
And then Payne does gymnastics for $50 for the month at an Olympic facility, and here we were paying $300 for gymnastics, $400 for taekwondo.
Cost of living has significance,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
You are experiencing the difference financially.
Yes.
What about for your spiritual and mental and overall well-being? Like, I know there's probably somebody in the family's like, oh, the baby's going to church.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
So I can say this. So we are Adventists, so we worship on the Sabbath. But they don't have a translator at the churches. But what I can say is what it has done, it has brought us closer together. We have really started to work on, just our spirit, far as the fruit of the spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, and self-control. And I feel like that has helped the kids to experience and have a real relationship. I know when I was growing up, it was just, we go to church. You want to be good, you go to church. But now it allowed us to really like come together, learn together, and really build a solid bond. And I feel like that's unmatched.
Yeah,
While
and
we-
studying too.
studying,
like
yeah.
she's 10. She came to me the other day. She's like, "Look, Mom, she has a notebook with scriptures," and she was explaining what it meant to her. We didn't tell her to do that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
So do you feel like for your friends who are still here in Atlanta, when they ask you, what is this like? What do you say?
Well, I sometimes say like it's cool because we get to move in a different place and it's like different from America. And we have like a lot of stuff and it's cheaper.
Yeah, listen, I appreciate the child who understands that things can get a little pricey. Makes sense. All right, listen, we're going to keep this conversation going. We've got a lot more to talk about. Clearly, the Andersons have experienced some trial and error with moving to a new country. So
Yes. So there you have it. Here's another African-American family who have moved to Mexico. Their daughters are doing well. The husband and wife are doing well. I watched the whole episode, and they've talked about just how much better they're doing together, how much more they're doing together as a family, how they're growing as a family, because they don't have some of the issues that go on in the United States. Again, let me continue to emphasize this. I'm not here to bash the United States of America. It's been good, but there's options, and there's nothing wrong with seeking out options to where we live. I mean, this is a big world, and I think that it's marvelous to even think about moving to a different country. Exploring the pros, the cons, which we're talking about tonight. I got to tell you, it's becoming more and more interesting. The more and more I look at it, I mean, especially when it comes to crime. I mean, at my age, I was a policeman. I've been in law enforcement for a long time, and you don't want to walk around wondering, if a car is behind you at night, it's dark, it's late, or you go to the gas station and you got to keep your head on the swivel because somebody's going to try to sneak in your car. Somebody's going to try to carjack you, shoot you, rob you, all this kind of stuff. Gets tiring after a while. Your wife, your girl, your husband, your boyfriend, whatever, they go out for a second to the store, and you just praying that they come home, praying that they come back. You shouldn't have to worry like that. That's not how we should be living. And again, the cost of living and healthcare is astronomical. You pay so much money in healthcare costs, and then you go to the doctors, and then you got co-pays, and then they say that they're only going to pay the doctor a certain amount, and the doctor tells you that I can't see you because they don't pay the full price because the doctor has such a large bill. Food has so many ingredients in it. I cook, so when I go shopping, it takes a while for me to find fresh foods, organic, not just grass fed, because I've learned that grass fed means that it doesn't mean that it's free range, because they can still be in little cages and fed grass. What you want is free range for the animals to be able to graze on their own in fresh, clean an environment, or growing your own. You want to grow your own vegetables, because the vegetables that they have now have got pesticides, got all kinds of artificial ingredients, because they want to grow it so quickly, because we eat so much. You go on these cruise ships and you look and see it's 24-hour eating, and people got plates, and they're just like, wow. This is crazy, man. So we eat fast, we overeat, and because of that, farmers have to produce the food quicker so that they can keep up with the demand. It's all about supply and demand. So that there's so much stuff, man, that is happening here in these, and it's, listen, it's happening in other countries. I talk about these things, but other countries have their crime and other things, but it doesn't seem to be as high as the United States of America. Let's look at some other things. We look at, let's say, Africa. I told you, first of all, this is not just one group of people, okay? They're Black people, white people, all kinds of folks from the United States that are moving abroad. And let's look again at some of the facts. If you've ever considered it or even have anything to say about it, go ahead and hit me up. Let's hear your thoughts. But when we look at African Americans and who are considering moving, I looked at the 7 safe and welcoming countries for Black Americans moving abroad in 2025. Ghana, let's look at Ghana. Ghana, unbelievable. Ghana is a top destination for Black Americans looking to connect with African roots and a warm, welcoming community. Following the government's year of return in 2019, this was something special right here. Ghana has attracted thousands from the African diaspora, particularly to its capital, Accra. The city offers a dynamic social scene, thriving arts and music culture, and a growing community of expats who enjoy affordable lifestyle with monthly costs. Get this. Here it is. Wish I had a drum roll. Brrr. Monthly costs averaging between $800 and $1,500. Ghana's, some of you pay that much in a car payment and car insurance. Ghana's laid-back lifestyle, sense of history, and natural beauty make it a culturally rich choice for relocation. So one of the questions is, well, how do you move there? You have to get what's known as a non-citizen ID card, which costs you $120. It allows you to apply for a long-stay visa. Now, Ghana also has a right of abode program offering permanent residency to individuals of African descent with a clean legal record. Building a local connection is beneficial, as a letter of recommendation from a Ghanaian citizen can strengthen your application. In other words, you ain't coming over there with no crime. You ain't coming over there to act up. Ghana actually was in 2019, the year of return, they were giving you land. They were giving people of African descent land to move there. They were saying, come home. Come home. So here it is, Ghana being one of oh, here we go. Yeah, Ghana was one of the top. Now, here's what got me. This was crazy. This was crazy for me. Mexico. Mexico was one of the number 2 on the list. Mexico's mix of affordability, rich culture, and proximity to the United States make it one of the most accessible choices for Black expatriates. Cities like Mexico City and Tulum are popular, with Tulum even dubbed as the Atlanta of Mexico. I can say so much about that. I'm not going to get in trouble, though. They call Tulum the Atlanta of Mexico for its growing Black expat community. Mexico offers a vibrant blend of culture, cuisine, and art, allowing newcomers to immerse themselves quickly and connect with like-minded individuals. I'm sure soon they'll have a Magic City over there. Anywho, how to move. The temporary resident visa is ideal for expats, retirees, and remote workers, and requires a proof of monthly income of $2,600 a month. So if you got a monthly income of $2,600 a month, if you're on Social Security, pension, or some other retirement, or you have a savings of around $43,000, you can get this visa. The visa can be renewed for up to 4 years, after which expats, they can apply for permanent residency. While popular expat hubs like Tulum are generally safe, Mexico has certain regions with organized crime activity, especially near the U.S. border. Staying informed and choosing expat-friendly areas provides an enriching, safe experience. So there you go. Mexico is good with healthcare. It's good with education. And if you're going to Tulum, you can be in the Atlanta of Mexico, which is really interesting. I got to do some more research on that one. Got to do some more research on that one. Number three. Hey, again, this stuff is so interesting. Portugal. Who would have thought, right? Portugal has emerged as a European favorite, especially in Lisbon and Porto, which expats appreciate a blend of affordability, scenic landscapes, and safety. Portugal's friendly culture, beautiful beaches, and I want to be anywhere there's a beach. Anywhere there's a beach, I want to be there. I know my cousin Stacy agrees with that because we're beach bums. Thriving nightlife and make it appealing to both retirees and remote workers. With its rich culinary traditions and robust art scene, Portugal has a way of drawing people in and making them feel at home. Fresh food, no chemicals and all that kind of stuff. Portugal's D7 visa is an easy pathway for retirees and passive income earners. Applicants need to show a monthly income of about $830. The visa is renewable every 2 years, and after 5 years, expats may be eligible for permanent residency or citizenship. Portugal also offers a golden visa for property investors. Portugal is a politically stable country with low crime rate. Even though some protests to economic issues occur occasionally, these events are typically peaceful and minimally disruptive. Listen, you got a big social life outside of these countries that the same way you have in the United States. I know that fraternities, sororities, D9 organizations, they have chapters overseas. And, you know, if you are part of the D9, you think to yourself, well, you know, can I still be active and do the things that I like? Yeah, here it is. I'm showing you. I'm showing you that blacks, whites, everybody, they are moving to different countries and they're finding their way. Here is Costa Rica. A lot of the Spanish countries, Costa Rica is another place. Pura Vida culture, focused on peaceful living and environmental sustainability, attracts Black Americans seeking a slower, more grounded lifestyle. Expats enjoy the lush landscapes, pristine beaches. I'm hooked already, man. I'm hooked. And strong sense of community, especially in the areas like San Jose and the Caribbean coast near Limon. Costa Rica also offers well-developed healthcare, which makes it particularly appealing for retirees. you need to have a proof of income of $2,500 monthly or $60,000 deposit in a Costa Rican bank. So there are some rules about moving to these countries. Like you don't just go to these countries and not have a way to live or be a part of contributing to their country. Now look at this. This is beautiful. This is Costa Rica. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful landscape. Beautiful water, boats, all of that. I'm with all of that. I could go there right now. Here's another one. You ready for this? South Africa. Cape Town, South Africa. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Cape Town, South Africa. Wow, look at this. Look at this. So, South Africa's stunning landscapes, rich history, and modern lifestyle options make it a prime choice for Black Americans. Cape Town and Johannesburg are popular for their multicultural environments, vibrant social scenes, and abundant career opportunities. The retirement visa there, you have to show an income of $1,000. For wealthier expats, the financially independent permit requires proof of net worth totaling $640,000. Those with a job offer from a South American company may apply for a work visa. While South Africa has a high crime rate in certain areas due to income inequality, expats in secure neighborhoods generally feel safe. I don't know about that. That sounds a little sketchy. I don't want to go somewhere and it be sketchy. Now, this is amazing to me because there are a number of people who have moved to Thailand and they love it. They're like, I'm never coming back. The low cost of living, friendly locals, breathtaking scenery make it an ideal spot for Black American expats. Bangkok, Chiang Mai are particularly popular, with Chiang Mai attracting a large digital nomad. And I do know someone that lives in Thailand, person I spoke of, they lived there earlier. Thailand offers a relaxed lifestyle with high quality health care and a chance to explore Southeast Asia on a budget and great golf courses. The non-immigrant visa is for retirees over 50, requiring 800,000 THB, which is about $24,000 deposit in a Thai bank, or proof of a monthly income of around $2,000. Now, one of the local considerations is political protests occasionally occur in Bangkok, especially during periods of political change. These are typically peaceful and rarely impacts the expats in Chiang Mai or other tourist-focused areas. Man, are you thinking about getting your visa out or your passport out right now? And here's number 7, Colombia. This is not your Tony Montana Colombia. Here's Medellin, Colombia. Look at that. High-rise park. Looks like New York City. Colombia's vibrant culture, affordable cost of living, and rich Afro-Cuban heritage make it a popular choice for Black Americans looking to connect with Latin American culture. Cities like Medellin and Cartagena provide a warm, welcoming environment with a diverse expat community. So in order to move here, retirees requires a proof of monthly income of about $750, 3 times the minimum wage of Colombia. Colombia also offers a digital nomad visa requiring similar income level. Both visas are renewable, and after 5 years, expats can apply for permanent residency. All right, y'all. Y'all ready to move? Where are we moving to? Where are we moving to, y'all? Come on. Talk to me. Where are we Where are we moving to? I want to know where we're going to move. Listen, this has been interesting. I told you we were going to talk about this. It was going to be interesting, and it's something that a lot of people are considering. I mean, you take a tour on YouTube and you look and see people of all ethnicities, all races, all different cultures. They're moving to these different cities, and I tell people to not be afraid to think differently. Too many of us, we're in this box, especially when it comes to religion. That's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. And speaking from the lens of a theology major, it I don't even know the words. Sometimes it kills me. It pains me to talk religion to people because some people are just so dogmatic in what they've learned, and you want to have conversations with people about different ways of life or different ways of learning, and people will say to you, "Oh, you weird," or you need to stop thinking like that. Or you try to have a conversation with somebody. I was talking to someone, and they asked me what religion I was, and I said, what does that mean? Why would you ask me that? I said, I believe in God. And they told me what denomination they were. And I asked them, I said, well, let me ask you a question. Can you tell me the last 2 books that you read in the last month? They said, oh, I just read the Bible. I said, so you don't read anything else? No, there's no need to. So, okay. And they said, you trying to say something? I said, no, I have nothing to say to you because I don't know what type of conversation to have with you. Because that's all of you read. They didn't read. They don't look at the news. They get their information off of social media. And I asked them, I said, well, what are your sources on social media? Have you ever looked to see who those people are and what their lens are? What are the lens that they see things through? Like, are they educated? Where do they come from? Where do they get their information from? No, I don't do all that. Wow. Okay. People, it's a big world out there. It's a big world out there. Don't be afraid of change, y'all. Open up your minds. I did a show not too long ago, Free Your Mind and the Rest Will Follow. In Vogue did that song, Free Your Mind and the Rest Will Follow. And that's true. Free your mind. Stop being a slave to this world. Open up your mind. Be free. Learn something. Read something. Take some time and meditate and be one with God. Be one with nature. Be one with spirit. Matter of fact, here, let me mess a lot of y'all up. Be in tune with your African spirituality. Ooh. Get in touch with ancestors. Ooh. So now you're going to call me a heretic. I'm demonic. Anywho, listen, that's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed this little time we spent together learning about different countries and what it takes to move there. You've got to see some people who have already moved there. And I go back and I want to close on the same statement that I opened up with this young lady when she said, she's choosing peace. She's choosing peace. Some people have said that they were moving because of the election. And she said, no, it doesn't matter who won the election. It's just that America has just gotten too much for her. And I truly understand. I truly understand. I love this United States, and I try to be a contributor to it to make it better. But I agree, sometimes it can be very tiring. And I believe that you're going to see a lot more people moving to different countries only because they want to protect their peace. She's choosing peace. So, hey, thanks for being with us. Next week, we're going to have an interesting topic. I've got a young man that I'm going to be connecting with. We're going to have an interesting conversation. Hopefully, we'll bring some others to talk about the same subject. And come on back. Let somebody know. Share this information. Share this show. It should be interesting. Sometimes we like to do things that are fun. I thought tonight was fun. And continue to do some research. Go on YouTube and look around and see folks who have moved to other countries and just see what's out there. All right. God bless you. Peace and love. Meet needs, solve problems. I'll be back next week. Peace.